Hey guys, this is Noah with Learn Meta-Analysis, and I just found out about this great open access paper that was published in Cochrane Evidence Synthesis and Methods. So I have it pulled up here on the screen. As you can see, open access, so all of you should be able to see this. The link to it is down in the description, and it is just a brief report. It's very quick and simple. I'm going to go through it at a really high level because they highlight 4 major issues in meta-analysis and systematic review that we see all the time, and they should not be happening, okay? They should not be happening. It's not like meta-analysis is new or systematic review is new. There's long-held methods, but these issues still occur. So let's go through them super fast and at a high level. Please read the paper. It will not take you long. It is not a very long paper. Again, the link is in the description to the paper. So the first issue that we see, data entry errors. Now, there's a lot that can happen here, but the one that they highlight is the difference between standard deviation and standard error. They are not the same thing. Let me say that again. Standard deviation and standard error are not the same thing. They are statistically related to one another, but they are not the same thing. So we need to be careful about which one we are recording, and that's all I'm going to say about that. Read the paper for more information about that. Second, errors in interpretation of heterogeneity. This is one that drives me crazy. I see it all the time. Well, I shouldn't say all the time. Less than I used to, but more than I should. Okay, so using heterogeneity estimators, choose between they call it a common effect, but fixed effect and random effects models. That is not what heterogeneity estimators are for. That is not what you should be making your decision of fixed versus random effects based on. The fixed versus random effects question comes down to the nature of your data itself. It has nothing to do with the heterogeneity estimators. Okay, so they explain this in more detail and they give you takeaway message. So that said, just please, this is one of those mistakes that it drives me crazy. Please understand the difference between these two. They explain the problem, as you can see, in just a few short paragraphs, and they have a 1-paragraph explanation of what you should be doing instead. Okay, so please, when you're choosing fixed versus random effects, do not base it on your heterogeneity estimators. Third issue that they mention here, unit of analysis error, studies with multiple effect sizes in the same meta-analysis. Long story short, there's a bunch of different ways people have tried to deal with this. Some of them are statistically good, some of them are not. They discuss some of these problems that we see commonly throughout the literature, and they have recommendations for how to fix it. If I were to say long story short on this, what I would recommend is really thinking about the approach to your meta-analysis that you are using if you have dependence within your study. There are approaches outside of conventional meta-analysis that are still well-known meta-analytic methods that can help you solve this problem. They discuss this a bit in their take-home message for authors. Last but not least is the errors in subgroup analysis. Okay, so they talk about unnecessary subgrouping and incomplete interpretation. I'm not going to dwell on this too long because this is something I could rant about for like 50 years, right? So long story short, what they're saying here is we need to make sure that we are being intentional about our subgroup analyses, and that when we are explaining the outcomes of these subgroup analyses, that we are fully interpreting them and not overgeneralizing them. At least that was my big time takeaway from reading this. So again, this is just a super short video to let you know that this paper exists. This paper is short. As you can see, I'm scrolling through it right here, and in my opinion, this should be a must read for any of you guys out there who are just getting started on your meta-analysis journey, or even if you've been doing meta-analysis a long time like I have. Like, I'm actually looking at, this is my 15th year doing meta-analysis. It's still a good time to go back and just refresh your memory about some of these problems that we encounter in the statistics of meta-analysis. So that's all I'm going to say. Like I said, please read this paper. It won't take you long. It's only a couple pages long. Please take the time to read this paper so that you're a more informed meta-analyst. If this video has been helpful for you, please like and subscribe to help support the channel. I am hoping to do more quick paper reviews like this into the future when I find things that are going to be methodologically important for everyone out there doing meta-analysis. Thank you, and have a great weekend, everyone.